In my many conversations with women over the years about perimenopause, this is how I've come to understand it. These three phases are not medical knowledge. You're not going to hear it anywhere and you won't be able to research them. This is literally my understanding of it. And I'm going to show you because I think it's going to help you understand the journey ahead. The three phases to perimenopause are disintegration, deconstruction, and reconstruction. Let's look at them a little more closely. So disintegration is basically the falling apart stage. And in this stage, you realize usually only halfway through it that you're lost and you don't know who you are. You feel different. Your body's not right. You possibly think you have some kind of terminal disease, and you may even go to the doctor to get tested for everything because you're convinced that something is very, very wrong. Your symptoms start quite mildly and sporadically, so they often catch women off guard. So common signs are irregular menstrual cycles, slight hormone shifts like mood swings, also early insomnia and occasional hot flashes, but not necessarily. So this phase aligns quite well with the initial emotional disorientation where women may not immediately recognize perimenopause as the cause. Then in the deconstruction phase, this is when you're basically diagnosed and possibly even self-diagnosed. So all the parts of you are basically on the floor. So you've disintegrated from the first stage, and now you're looking at all the parts of you on the floor and you're really trying to figure them out. Like, what do you want to keep? What do you need to let go of? What needs treatment, etc. So if you have started some kind of treatment plan, such as HRT or bioidentical HRT, any natural remedies, that sort of thing, you are still trying to work out what the right dosage is and what the right approach is. Perhaps it's still not feeling quite right for you. The physical experience in this stage is basically where the symptoms tend to intensify and they also become more frequent. So you're finding more irregular periods, you have more significant hot flashes or mood swings, irritability, joint pain, sweats, and also an increase in migraine is quite common during this stage. And it's at this stage where you can really be driven to force professionals to give you better answers and to get better treatment responses. The hormonal changes during this phase are basically that estrogen starts to surge and dip a lot more extremely. And this really impacts the brain. So the way the brain functions, you get a lot of brain fog, but also, again, the irregular moods, the mood changes, and then also chemicals like serotonin start to change. So you may get depression or frustration or anger and start to feel really, really off. And this phase often brings an amplified sense of chaos because things are deconstructed and you don't quite understand it all. You don't feel like you're on top of everything. And then the final stage, the reconstruction phase or the rebuilding stage, is where you start to put yourself back together again, but exactly how you want to. So you know what the pieces are, you know what you want to keep. Your treatment is probably a lot better, a lot more aligned with your symptoms, and you're really starting to feel better about yourself. You're starting to get your confidence back. You may not feel like the same person, but you can certainly actually feel better. So you feel comfortable with your doctors and the support that you're receiving. And you also feel empowered because of the decisions you've made for yourself and the way you've managed to finally come around to the kind of treatment that you need and that serves you. So your physical experience of this stage is the body approaching menopause, which is defined as 12 consecutive months without a period. Your hormone levels are generally lower and more stable than during mid-perimenopause, although some women can still experience a lot of symptoms like hot flushes or sleep disturbances. They do start to feel a lot better because their treatment is correct for them. So this stage supports a sense of settling in, almost like emotionally being more settled. There's fewer surprises and quite a lot more clarity. The hormonal changes during this time are that your estrogen levels stabilize at a lower baseline and the body really starts to adapt quite well. And then with the consistency in treatment and support, so many women actually find they have the energy and clarity to rebuild well. So this fits in well with confidence and the direction of the reconstruction phase. So now let's see what we can do during each phase to help you feel more comfortable and also empowered. Let's take a look at what we can do in the disintegration phase. The first thing you want to do is track your symptoms. The more you understand the patterns that are developing, the easier it's going to be for you to communicate this to your GP and get the best help. You also want to educate yourself. Knowledge is power, and understanding what's happening to you can really help reduce the fear and frustration that develops through this phase, especially if you're not getting or finding a GP that knows a lot about it and you're feeling left in the dark. You want to support your body, so that's prioritizing your nutrition, making sure you're getting enough protein, healthy fats, reduce your sugar. Sugar really affects the symptoms a lot or exacerbates them, and also minimizing things like processed foods. The next thing you want to do is manage your stress. So practicing mindfulness or meditation, learning some great breathing techniques or exercises. This can help manage your mood swings and also anxiety. Please, please, please exercise, even if it's just a walk. Moving your muscles has incredible benefits for your mind and your body. And the next thing is start seeking connections with other women going through this. It is incredible to share your experiences, but also your treatments, and to swap good news stories and to swap options and to participate in a community that understands what you're going through. It will help your soul, I promise. Now let's look at what we can do in the deconstruction phase. Here you want to experiment with solutions. It is very difficult to find the right treatment for yourself because everybody's different. So go to your GP, tell them what your preference is, track how you're going on the different treatments, and if it's not working, adjust it. Research, look for more ideas, especially to help you with your sleep, because that'll have a knock-on effect for all the other symptoms, and make an effort to understand exactly how everything is affecting your body. This next part's important. Redefine your boundaries. You are short on energy, so you want to conserve it for the people and the things in your life that build you. So you might want to give yourself permission to say no, or stop seeing somebody who you feel has just drained you for weeks, years, decades, whatever. Anything else in your life that you feel has drained you, any obligations you've had that you don't actually need. Slowly get rid of them if you need to, but whatever you do, get rid of them and focus on the things that build you and give back to you. The next thing is prioritize sleep. Like I said, it has an impact on all the other symptoms, so find different ways to help yourself. Everyone's different. Do some research. I also recommend therapy in this stage. We have so many different emotions coming up. A lot of it's anger, and seeing a therapist or counselor can help you work through this. And finally, you want to strengthen the networks. Remember, in disintegration, you started seeking connection. Now you're strengthening your networks to build a good, strong community to help you all through this. Finally, in the reconstruction phase, now that you have a little bit more energy, you should be feeling a little bit more clear. So in this stage, you can really focus now on rediscovering your identity. Who are you? What moves you? What motivates you? What do you like? Where do you want your energy to go now moving into the future? You could start journaling, creating a vision board, but really focus now on your personal growth. You want to celebrate your progress, so recognizing how far you've come, what you've done. Maybe you want to share your story as well to help other women. You also want to stay socially and mentally active, so engaging activities that bring you joy. Actually seek out joy. Bring joy to other people's lives. Bring joy to this community of yours, but make sure you're having fun in your life and day to day. By this stage, you've also hopefully solidified your treatment. You've tried and tested what's out there, and now you know what works, but you still might want to fine-tune some things. So just being aware of what's happening in your body, how you're responding to your treatments. Perhaps you need to add some multivitamins or other vitamins and minerals to your routine. Maybe it's a gut health process or drink, but just having a look at what else you can do to build your body. And then focus on strength and energy. Incorporate strength training to support your bone health and muscle. I cannot express enough how valuable this is to you. It's going to slow the aging process. It's going to help you to feel better for longer. It's going to improve
the way your body metabolizes. There's just so many benefits to it. You also want to add energizing foods like lean proteins, nuts, seeds, dark leafy greens. Again, just building nutrition, building yourself every day through the things that you think, through the things that you put in your mouth, through the way you talk to yourself, right through to the way you treat the people you love and who love you in your life.
So can you see how understanding these phases can help you through each step of this journey? The analogy of things really falling apart and then trying to understand all the pieces left on the floor and then building it back how you want it to be actually helps you feel empowered, but also knowledgeable on what's about to happen if you're still in the early phases of perimenopause.